yo, what is up? What is up? What is good? Welcome back to Every Sports Show. It's WrestleMania season around the corner here. People are tapping in to Raw, SmackDown, NXT. They want to see what's going on. They're captivated by John Cena turning heel. They want to see what's going on with Cody Rhodes and the rest of the crew. So I want to have on somebody who's been killing it in the podcasting game, in the black wrestling podcasting game. He's had on guests like Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, celebrities like Tiffany Haddish. It is the one, the only Sky High Eat from the Black Announce Table. How you doing, good sir? Welcome to the podcast, sir.
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. My Trinidadian brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good to know among the black wrestling people there's some trees in the place here, eh?
Oh yeah, it's me, you, and Trini, man.
Yo, I find him, Trini man, I'm surprised that there's been no documentary on him yet because he is everywhere. He's at PLEs in the States, in Canada, in Europe. He's everywhere.
hmm It's coming. He's like the new I don't know if you remember the sign guy from back in the day. He used to have like a blue, like a blue short sleeve shirt and like a red hat at every show
Hmm.
in like the corner. And his name was the sign guy, but Trini Man is a new sign guy now.
Right? No, he really is. I got to bring it back to, of course, the start with Black Announce Table. It has been, of course, now in wrestling podcasts, we're seeing shows like Black Announce Table. We see in Black Wrestling Pod BRP. But what has it been like to be one of the pioneers when it comes to creating black podcasts? I remember when it came to, say, just 10, 15 years ago, when podcasts were new, there really wasn't a space for black wrestling fans. So what's it been like for yourself and Manny, Chris Ann, and Cody Dre to make a safe space for wrestling fans who are black in the world here?
Um, I don't know. We're going on year 8, and it's
Mm,
like it almost doesn't feel real. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now there's
yeah.
there's a bunch of
Mm,
podcasts. It all starts with just it's just me and the homies, me and the friends. It's like, yo, I love wrestling, you love wrestling. Let's talk about it. There was really no At the time there was no black wrestling podcast that was out. It was Cheap Heat and
yes.
it was Wrestle Rap, and those were like the only two that were kind of catered. I don't want to say catered towards us, but like they kind of, it had some things that we like. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, there's some hip hop here, there's wrestling. I could vibe with this. You know what I'm saying? So, all the the other podcasts, like no offense to the Conrads and all of them, but it just doesn't appeal to me. You know what I'm saying? So we were able to make something new, and people were attracted to it. They still are, thank God. And we're here, we're still pushing. You know.
Of course, been doing great work. You mentioned 8 years now in the game. I first tapped in you guys back in 2019. When I first tapped in, I was like, oh, I listened to the podcast for the first time back in 2019. I realized this is an unapologetically black wrestling podcast talking about what's going on Raw, on SmackDown. And it felt different because I listened to podcasts before, and you could tell they weren't really for people like me. They were, I mean, professional, but they weren't for me. So it
Mhm.
wasn't meant to hear people, around the world say, "Hey, thank you for being in this space," because there are people like me who, well, you mentioned Eve, who, wrestling diehard fans were black and didn't have a space that they could connect with to talk about wrestling.
Nah, it's a fact. That's a fact. Like that. That's kind of like what I was saying before. It doesn't. It just doesn't appeal to us. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It was. It just felt. I don't know. It lacked, for lack of a better word, it just lacked flavor. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
it was bland. There was no. It just felt like AM radio. And we were able to do our own thing, make our own sound, our own space, our own wave. And now there's like a bunch of other podcasts out right now that cater to us, and I think that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? That's if you're not, and that's a good thing too, because even if like we're not your best your flavor ice cream, you got the BRPs, you got the A shows, you got Public Enemies, you got those wrestling girls, there's so many different pods out there that you could listen to that spawned over like the last few years, from like pandemic to now. Well, you could tap into anything now. So it's dope. It's really dope to see how far things have come.
No, it's very funny. And one thing too that I mentioned it being authentic is that I love the fact how all of you on the show aren't trying to put on a persona. Like you go from talking about, an angle on Raw to talking about the Jets made you mad in your parlays. They're talking about how a man needs to stop going out to bars and blacking out on a Friday night. Like it's so funny how you're not afraid to admit, yo, we're wrestling fans, but here's our personal lives as well too.
Yeah, bro, because that's what makes it special. You know what I'm saying? If we just if we just open the show and just started talking wrestling, it's like who I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It's like, bro, like at the end of the day, these guys are really my friends. Like Manny
Hmm.
is really my friend. Cody is really my friend. Christian is really my friend. I have to talk to you. And now we're getting older, you don't get to talk to your friends as much. So when we start the show and it may seem like we just yapping about our personal life, but it's like, yo, we're really like that's really us catching up in real time. So it's like, yo, how's your week, bro? And we're really talking for like 15 minutes because I really want to know how your week was. You know what I'm saying? Manny's telling us, yo, well, the show didn't come out yet, but I'm on the pod this week talking about how bald my tires are because I'm like, yo, son, I need new tires, bro. Like this is real life. You know what I'm saying? Like it is but things like that, like the small things, if you want to call it that, those make the show special. You know what I'm saying? And that's honestly that I think that's what people love because you're a person at the end of the day, you're able to relate to stuff like that. How many people can relate to having bald tires or brakes that's going bad? Like that's something everybody can relate to. You know what I'm saying?
Right? No, you're entirely true with that. And one thing too, the part is that as it's grown and evolved, you're seeing more of the mainstream wrestling faces embrace you. You've had on talent from different promotions on. You've had on Becky Lynch, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, meet wrestling media personalities. What's meant to see those kind of people say, hey, I'm gonna go sign the show and go on because it isn't easy to get a WWE talent to come on just any podcast.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not. It is tough to get the WWE talent on the show, but we were able to have some quality guests, man. Like, and those, you know, the Becky Lynch interviews, the Braun Breakers, the Carmelo Hayes, like those are interviews that I cherish. Like, I hold those interviews in high regard because, bro, I remember sitting back 10 years ago watching Becky Lynch on TV, not even thinking
Mhm.
about maybe one day I'll be able to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching NXT and you seeing Carmelo Hayes like, yo, this dude's nice. Watching Braun Breaking, 2.0, being like, yo, who's this dude's type ill, and not even thinking maybe I could talk to him someday. You know what I'm saying? Like even now, like we're doing more like personalities and actors and things like that. Tiffany Haddish was on the show. Like
Mhm.
that wasn't we never expected anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of it happened kind of quick, honestly. We just kind of shot an email out to see if it will happen. We, put a shot up. They said yes. Next thing you know, she's on the show. And we talking for 2 hours. So, hey man, I don't know. Things like that is kind of it's weird to me. It don't feel like real to me almost because it's like, yo, I'm a regular dude at the end of the, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm still a regular dude. I have a job. I go to work and come home just like everybody else. And I'm able to talk to people that entertain me. You know what I'm saying? Talk to people that I find cool, and it's still dope. I find that very dope to me.
No, that's sick. And hearing interviews, one of the big things is that sometimes people in interviews kind of get starstruck, like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to so and so and so and so. No
Mhm.
matter on the pod, no matter who it is, you all talk to these wrestlers or personalities like regular people. I think they appreciate the fact that you're not starstruck in these interviews, Eve.
Yeah, I think they appreciate that too. There have been times we got starstruck. Who I think Becky Lynch had me and Manny starstruck. Becky Lynch definitely had me and Manny starstruck. KP probably edited it out, but there was times I had to mute my mic because I'm over here fumbling over words. I'm over here about to like hyperventilate because it's like, yo, it's Becky Lynch for real. Manny's over here messing up questions and stuff like that. But they do appreciate the fact that we're down to earth. We relate with them because they're regular people too. You know what I'm saying? They just have a high profile job, but at the end of the day, they're normal people just like me and you.
No, exactly. It is so true. And the big thing I love about the show, even for so long, is the fact that you guys have found a way to blend analysis with comedy because you can get into an angle on a Raw or SmackDown and then jump right into Indies Unreal and watch a dude crash through a table and getting paid like $4 and a gift card from McDonald's. Like,
Speaking of, we got to bring that segment back. I saw I saw a few things. I saw a guy jump over a ladder and break his rib cage over a door last week. I don't know if you've seen that.
that's all I want to, yeah.
I seen Hornswoggle in a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? So there's a few things we got to bring back to the show. Indies aren't real. Definitely is one of them. We got to bring that segment back for sure.
Like, it's funny because just when you watch the video segments of the shows, it's just funny seeing just how you are you and Manny and Cody and Christian, you are all just so disappointed to see people in these high school gyms just breaking apart their bodies for a Jimmy John's gift card.
Bro, don't get me wrong. I respect it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
like,
saying? Like, do what you do. You feel me?
mm.
You love what you're doing, but brother, you could do what I do. You know what I'm saying? You could be a regular dude. You feel me? Hanging sheetrock, spackling, painting, framing, doing all that type of stuff. You don't have to, you don't have to crack light tubes over your head. You don't have to jump through tables. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't have insurance. You don't got to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, bro. Take it easy.
Oh my gosh. No, I hear you. I hear you. And I do want to get into the major storylines coming up. We can start right here. First of all, what do you I know you did your emergency pod afterwards, but what is your thoughts on the angle of John Cena turning heel, he goes face Cody Rhodes, and The Rock being this giant mastermind of the WWE where he's now taking people's souls and trying to be the big boss of the company where he's playing the storylines of Cody and Cena and everybody else now in the company.
I love it, man. I love every bit of it. And I had to like walk back what I said on the pod a couple weeks ago because I was like, yo, is The Rock drunk? Like I was like, why is he just pulling up talking for 30 minutes to say nothing? And then we get, the Cena, the heel turn and everything. And I'm like, all right, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to there's times when I get caught up in some I don't want to say nonsense, but it's like you see the IWC complaining, they're like, yo, this build is trash, this build is terrible, and just being snobby. And sometimes I get caught up in that too, being like, yo, what is this? And I sometimes I gotta pump the brakes and be like, you know what? There's still plenty of time on the clock. There's 7 weeks until WrestleMania. Let me just see where they're going with this. You know what I'm saying? Let me be patient. Let me see what happens. And if it ends up being whack at the end, then I'll say something. That's one of the moments right there where it's like, all right, this right here, I could rock with this. We finally getting the heel John Cena, which is something that people been clamoring for forever. I don't even think they've been clamoring for it. It's been like a what if. Like, yo,
Mm.
what if we got this heel Cena? We never got that before. What if? Now we getting it. We about to see how it turns out. Even with Cena, I found myself being critical maybe like a week or two ago talking to my friend. I was like, yo, I don't like how this is Cena's retirement tour. We're not even seeing him. I was like, bro, this is about to be WrestleMania in about a month and a half. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling that too. And then when the heel turn happened, I thought about it again and I was like, honestly, John Cena don't owe nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like if he want to show up whenever he wants to show, he could do that. You know what I'm saying? He's earned the right to let his nuts hang. You feel me? Like bro, I put in 23 years of pain. I'm good. I don't need to a qualifying match. What is that? I'm John Cena. Show up to work? No, I'm John Cena. You know what I'm saying? Like he's earned that right. So I love everything they're doing right now. The only thing that I have a problem with, and I'm sorry if I'm yapping right now, to be getting in the,
Go ahead.
we talking wrestling. So the only thing I don't like
Mm.
is that like after Elimination Chamber, right?
Yeah.
Cena comes out, the press conference, Cena comes out, picks up the mic, drops it. I love that. The Rock comes out and he's talking to the crowd. He got his Terramana in his cup. He's chilling. He's comfortable. He's yapping. That's the only thing I don't like. It's like, bro, if you're the final boss and you're supposed to be this evil, you feel me, evil CEO over the whole company, I need you to be that. I need you to immerse yourself in that. Stop all this long talking. Stop smiling. You feel me? Stop answering questions about Waffle House. Just chill, answer two questions, if that. You keep being a mean person, and let's keep it pushing. Let's stay in character. That's
Yeah,
the only qualm I have with the whole thing, and that's really the littlest of things. So, other than that, everything is I'm rocking with everything.
yeah, no, that's fair. That's the thing with the Rock, how you can tell like the minute an episode of Raw ends, or the minute a PLE ends, he's
Mm,
no longer he's no longer the Rock. He's back to being Dwayne Johnson,
mm,
and I think it's because he sees, because him being on the board isn't just a kayfabe thing; it's a real thing. So
yeah.
I think to him it's a matter of, okay, I go back to being the businessman because I work 85 jobs, I sleep 1 hour a night. Like
Mhm.
that, like The Rock doesn't know how to not be a businessman now. He doesn't know how to not be Dwayne Johnson, the entrepreneur now.
Yeah, you can't turn that off.
No, he can't. But you're right though. Like it was a bit of fun storyline and Elimination Chamber. I thought that was a banger of a PLE. Great match through. I love the fact we saw Jade Cargill come back, beat upon
Mm.
Naomi. We saw pure violence in Sami Zayn and KO just going wild in the unsanctioned match. But what was your favorite match now? What was your favorite match in that card? Because I think my favorite is right now Sami and KO just going wild in the unsanctioned match.
Sammy and KO is 100% my favorite man, and it's crazy because on the show, like I said, I had to walk back a lot of things that I said because on the show leading up to Elimination Chamber, I was like, "Yo, let me ask y'all something. Do y'all even want to see this again?" I was like, "Y'all, how many times have y'all seen Sammy versus Kevin? Y'all not tired of this? Am I bugging?" I was bugging. You know what I'm saying? I was 100% tripping because it doesn't matter how. And I said this on the not the pre-show, the post-show. I was like, I could tell these guys are real friends. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
real friends, no matter you may have seen them fight 100 times, they're gonna fight 101 times. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know you're a real friend. We've seen it mad times, but guess what? You're my friend, and I love you so much that I gotta fight you. You piss me off to the point where I have to square up with you now, and we have to fight. And that's what real friends do. You know what I'm saying? You can't say if you never fought your friend, are y'all really friends? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that match, and I went into it with hater goggles. I promise you, because I was like, I don't want to. Come on, I don't want to see this again. And by the end of that match, I was like, all right, y'all got it. I got to eat my words. You know what I'm saying? So that was probably my favorite match of the night. It might be a match of the year candidate, to be honest.
You know
If
what?
I'm
It might,
getting ahead of myself, you could say so, but it might just be.
And you know what I like to is that it was a match where the extreme violence had a point. Like you can be like my thing in wrestling is that if you're gonna be violent, tell me a story. Have a
Mm.
point to being that ultra violent. And there was a point in Sammy and Kevin's feud. Like it made sense for this match to be an unsanctioned match where, they bring out barbed wire chairs, they're going through tables all night long. Like it made sense for that match to be egregious with the
Yeah.
violence.
Yeah, no, I definitely did. And I seen a lot of people saying like, "Yo, I wish there was blood in that match," and I do too. I understand why they didn't, because they wanted to save the blood for Cody and all that. But I do wish there was a little bit of blood. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not some crazy extreme blood, but if Kevin Owens is taking a face plant to a barbed wire chair, I want to see just a little bit of blood. That's all I ask for. But nah, that match, bro, the violence, the story, the everything, the spots was everything was chef's kiss, bro. Everything was amazing. Shouts to those two Canadian brothers. I'm saying they went crazy in their
Right?
home.
Although I did find it funny too how in that match, Charles Robinson is 60 years old and they whooped Charles Robinson as well too. That man's been around forever and they beat on Charles Robinson at 60 years old too in that match.
He took a bump, man. Shouts to Charles Robinson, man. Yeah, and that's the good. I like that, bro. We got to bring. I'm not saying we got to beat up referees all the time, but I like the fact that we could, every now and again, I got to put my hands on a ref. We need that in the NBA.
That's the one thing. Yeah, that's how you know when violence gets serious. Whenever you see a referee or a broadcaster take a bump, that's how you know it's going OD.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm waiting for We got to get a Michael Cole might not ever take a bump ever again at least, but we got to get a Pat McAfee bump or a Pat McAfee spot sometime
Right?
in one
That
of
is
these leagues.
like that is the one funny thing about wrestling. It's the one sporting entity where if you're on a commentary team, you ain't safe. You might get a freaking F5 too. You might get it too.
Bruh. You might get an F5. You might, at the very least, you know, your iPad and your table might get broken. You know what I'm saying? Like something's gonna happen to at least my belongings. You know what I'm saying? So just know that if you're on commentary, something's liable to get broken, whether it be
Right?
a device or your hip bone or something. Do you remember? Was it Michael Cole that took a F5 from Brock and like
He
broke his
did,
hip?
yeah.
Yeah, nah. So just know.
No, I mean, I grew up in a day where every 6 months they're beating on Jim Ross on Raw or SmackDown
Oh
between
yeah,
yeah, like Triple H is all I had smoke for Jim Ross every 6 months,
bro. And they all I found poor Jim Ross. I feel like they only did it when they came back to Oklahoma because they
right?
whenever we're in Oklahoma, Jim Ross got to get a whooping. They set him on fire. They done did all type of jump to Jim Ross, man. Poor Jim Ross. When I just know whenever they're in Oklahoma or around Oklahoma, Jim Ross is getting the beats put on him. And he
It,
took him like
yo,
a champ too.
he did. No, he really did. And with Elimination Chamber, also too, a storyline that's gone on for a long time. People want to see, it progress was the Naomi, Bianca, Jade Cargill storyline, and we see
Mm.
Jade come back. Jade put the beats on Naomi. Naomi is eliminated from the Elimination Chamber. You see Bianca, acting, reacting to it, and I like the fact we're progressing here because my my take is that Naomi set up Jade, but I want to see where this is going to go from now on.
Yeah, nah, see, now that was my theory also. I was like, yo, it gotta be Naomi. But then after I seen what I seen on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Bianca kind of different because I'm like, even on Monday, because I'm like, yo, hold on, like both your tag team, but these are supposed to be your friends. Both your homegirls, you feel me? One just got beat up, one just came back from getting beat up 4 months ago. You know, you win the chamber, great, congratulations. But you didn't even want to talk about your homegirls. You have no concern. Like
Mm.
at the post show, she was just like, I mean, let's just keep it on my win. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the main thing. It's like, hold on, I think that is the main thing. And even on Monday night, seeing her out by the ring. Usually she's on
Yeah.
commentary. She wasn't on commentary. I found that a little suspicious. Maybe it's just me overthinking. Who knows? But maybe she wasn't on commentary. Then she was rooting for EO. I found that strange because I'm like, weren't you and EO beefing for like a over a year? You know what I'm saying with damage control. Why are you rooting for this person that you had clear beef for? You know what I'm saying? I found that very suspicious. So now I'm thinking, before I thought it was Naomi that set up, Jade. Now I think it might be a double cross. I think it might have been Bianca that, set up Jade, put Naomi in the fire. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see where this is gonna go because Bianca's legit and she's in the middle of like two storylines right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited to see where they go with her. Because this is interesting. I feel like the ladies, this is a level of drama that we haven't seen from the ladies in quite some time. And the ladies need some drama. You know what I'm saying? So I'm enjoying this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and you're seeing now the company as it stands right now isn't afraid to take a risk with the women's division. I mean, we saw Io Sky beating Rhea on Raw, and you're now going to see like where's that going to go now with Rhea losing her title? Where's it going to go now leading up to WrestleMania? You're seeing now the writing in the matches a little bit more unpredictability going forward. I kind of liking that.
Yeah, no, I like it too. I like it too, especially leading up to Mania. I don't want everything to be, super cookie cutter. I don't want everything to be easy to figure out. I like some suspense in my build up to WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? If everything was just easy and cookie cutter, that's boring. That's whack.
Right?
If we could predict everything, that's who wants to do that. Throw a wrench in the machine. Trip me out. I want to be confused every now and again. Not as confused as last year when The Rock pulled up and the whole Cody thing. That was too confusing.
Yeah.
That was too much. But this right here, I like this. This is less confusing, more suspense. I like this.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. And looking at what's going down with the people them on NXT. Of course, we've seen how that's getting fun again, and now Ricky Starks is now Ricky Saints. But what has been your thoughts on Ricky coming over from AEW, coming in and being that guy who we all knew he's gonna be a star? But what are
Mhm.
your thoughts, first of all, AEW fumbling him and him coming over what felt like within the next hour to NXT?
AEW has a I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know, they got WD-40 on their hands when it comes to superstars, bro. They don't know how to, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't know I feel like they don't know how to properly portray superstars, if that's the right word. They had a ton of talent. They had CM Punk on their roster, let him go. They had Jade Cargill, let her go. They had Ricky Starks, let him go. Penta,
Mm-hmm.
let
Yep.
him walk. Ray Phoenix out the door, and so on and so forth. And it's like I feel like they put their chips in the MJF, in the Chris Jericho baskets, and the John Moxley baskets, and these aren't the baskets that you need to put all your chips in right now. Let's spread the chips a little bit. Let's water the Ricky Starks plant and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Let's push Jade and see what happens. And they haven't done that, and they let these superstars walk out the door right into the WWE, and immediately the WWE turns them into a superstar. They were a superstar the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's seen it except you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is about them. I feel like maybe it's some favoritism. I feel like Tony has his guys, and it's like, all right, well, you can't tell me nothing about MJF. I'm covering my ears. You can't tell me nothing about Chris Jericho. Don't tell me nothing about John Moxley. But it's like, bro, let's come on. You got a ton of talent here, and you're not doing nothing with them. Malachi Black is on your roster. You're not doing nothing with Malachi Black.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. That it don't make sense to me.
Right.
Even with like Mercedes right now, I don't like what they're doing with her, necessarily. I feel like it's very Hogan-esque. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it's just I don't know, it just feels fake to me. You know what I'm saying? Just book yourself to win a bunch of championships. It don't feel real. You know what I'm saying? I'd
Yep.
rather you earn one main championship than to be holding. And no offense, I've said this on the show already. I'd rather you work your way up to one main championship than to be steamrolling through women's division after women's division, collecting a bunch of paperweights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's and in many aspects, you're right. Because AEW right now, WWE has had their issues as well. Like they're not blameless, but AEW in a lot of different angles just feels like there's no direction, there's no purpose. A lot
Mhm.
of things don't make sense. There's no real payoff or conclusion. Like you mentioned, names like Jericho, John Moxley, their storylines have so far served zero purpose. And the big thing is too is that I know this is more for the network to care about, but when I see the ratings, people aren't watching. Like people are
No.
turning it off in droves. People are not watching the product.
I turned off years ago, brother. I'm glad that people are finally seeing it. You know what I'm saying? I seen John Moxley like, yo, what? It was some promo he was got weeks ago. I seen it on Twitter. And he was like, yo, you guys just need to listen to me. I, I don't need to explain nothing. Just do what I say. This is my ring. This is this. And I was like, all right, bro, cut it out, brother. Whatever you're trying to do, just know it doesn't make sense. I don't know if you heard my washing machine just went off, but whatever you're trying to do, it don't make sense. We don't care about it. We're confused. You know, it's okay to admit you wrong. You know what I'm saying? We could try again. Just I don't know, put the belt back on Swerve. We'll figure it out.
Like
Give
yeah,
it a
yeah.
Ricochet or something. Actually, Will Ospreay should have been champion. And that's another person I think they're messing up right now.
Mhm.
I think they're I don't want to say ruining, but I think they're messing up with Will Ospreay right now. I think he has moments in matches that are incredible, where it's like, yo, this dude is one of the best in the world. He should be champion. And then he goes into a storyline with Kyle Fletcher, whatever dude's name is. I'm like, what are we doing here? We're regressing.
Yeah, no, it's very, very, very strange. And for me, I used to tap in every once in a while, but I felt like when Punk came back to WWE, I felt like, yeah, you've lost the war. You've
Yeah.
definitively lost the war when CM Punk walked right back into WWE. And it's like, how do you recover that momentum, which you had for a bit? Like, how do you recover that? It to me, it's like, I know yes, I mean, yes, you're on TBS, TNT, you got your network deal, but
Mhm.
every time you're up against the WWE, you're up against, say, NXT or WWE PLE, you get demolished every single time.
They not only do they get demolished, WWE came in their they came in their trap, took over their trap. They WWE wasn't running Saturday PLEs.
Mm.
That's a new thing still. That was an AEW thing doing Saturday thing. WWE was like, "Oh, word, that seems cool." Came in here, took your food, and kicked you out, bro. And hey, bro, it's looking bad for him. It's sad because I don't want him to go out of business. You know what I'm saying? But I want him to. I don't know what I want him to do. I just want him to be good. Just give me some consistency, make things interesting. You know, I think Eric Bischoff said this. I said this on the show as well. Tony Khan books for the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yes,
I mean? He books for the IWC, and it's like, bro, those I get it, but you need to book for the people that's paying to come see the show.
it's
The
true.
people that are buying tickets, the people that are buying real merch, buying real seats. You know what I'm saying? Coming to see your talent. These are the people that you need to please. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about some dude behind a computer in Wyoming talking about AEW, bro. He don't matter. He's not spending no money. You know what I'm saying? Worry about the people that are spending the bread.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the big thing where you need to have good writing and build a good TV show that makes sense. And the big thing for me is that what has irritated me from Jump is the constant promos and mentions of WWE talent on your show. Like they should not be constantly in your promos on your show.
Mhm.
Pretend they don't exist. Focus on you.
Yeah, nah, exactly. That's what's that saying? I'm living rent free in your head. That's
Yeah.
that is exactly what that is. But it's like, bro, the WWE is living rent free in you guys' head, and it's starting to show. It's been showing, but come on, you know what I'm saying? Even you talking about, better writing and stuff like that. I don't know who. I think Tony Khan does everything,
Oh
if
boy.
I'm not mistaken. I think Tony is he's the writer, he's the booker, he's the everything, and things like that. I feel like you need to. It's clear that you need to delegate. You know what I'm saying? Jobs and responsibilities to different people. You can't do everything. You know what I'm saying? And also stop letting talent come up with their own storylines.
That's
They don't know what bro. The talent is here to wrestle, bro. That's what they do. Some of are people creative, absolutely. I'm not gonna
mm,
take nobody, but bro, you giving talent the opportunity to create their own storylines. What do you think they're gonna do? If you give me a pen and tell me to write a book yourself in a match, guess what? I'm gonna be a 15-time world champ. I'm gonna have everything. I'm gonna go crazy because you gave me the power to do so. So it's like, bro, you gotta let's reel back some of the power a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You got the inmates running the asylum. This is not cool. Let's reel it back. You gotta whip everybody into shape and let them know who's boss, and then we're gonna delegate jobs and tasks and run it how it's supposed to be ran. They need me over there. AW holla, come on, I'll get y'all right. Don't worry.
I mean, yo, I'm not against it, but you're right though. Like I see how the WWE, which isn't perfect, I can see the structure that makes sense in terms of how a wrestling company should work. And the big thing, like when AW first began, I envisioned that company to always be run where Tony Khan is the money man behind the scenes. Your main power guy is Cody Rhodes in your role of a GM who might get into the ring once in a while, and your EVPs. But I think the big mistake they made was having Tony Khan be an on-screen character. He should not be on screen at all.
Yeah. It worked for Vince McMahon because at the time, the the boss versus the employer, you feel me? That kind of story was everybody could relate to that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's Vince McMahon though. There's
No.
only one Vinnie Mac, bro, and you are definitely not him. You feel me? So Tony Khan would have been better off being an off-screen type of dude. Honestly, Tony Khan would have been better off. You remember when Raw had the anonymous GM and it was just a
Mm-hmm.
Mac?
Yes.
Khan would have been better off as a MacBook or an iPad, just being anonymous every now and again, sending an email like, "Yo, tonight cage match, Swerve versus Will Ospreay. Cool." You know what I'm saying? And then when they find out it's Tony Khan, or if he pulls up, they pull up every now and again. Show up on your pop's yacht.
Yeah.
Feel me? Like there's ways to be cool about it. But Tony, I don't know, man. Tony's a dweeb. You feel me? In every in every sense of the word, man. Like even when even and this is when our people really I feel like lost respect for him was when he was like, "Yo, CM Punk, I feared for my life. I had to let him go," and the people were booing him out the building, man. It was like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Like,
You losing respect. The people don't respect you. Your talent doesn't respect you. If you lost the people and your talent, good luck.
exactly. And it's funny because the man said he was scared of Phil Brooks. Not to bash Phil Brooks, but Phil Brooks not the most intimidating human in the world. I mean, can he fight? Sure. But saying you're fearing for your life from CM Punk, come on, Tony.
Yeah,
Come
nah.
on, man.
A 46-year-old CM Punk? Come on, man. No
That
way, bro.
no,
What
that
is it
was
if at most there probably would have been like a yelling match between Tony and Punk at most. But what are we faring, man? Like, come on, man. We like I said, once you lose the crowd and you lose your staff, how can how are they supposed to look at you like a leader?
right? Exactly. No, you're so true, E. And going back to the E, one big thing that what the WB has done or hasn't done the past little while is we've known that for a long time the company has been proud of its black talent, its black personalities, and the past month they did zero to address Black History Month. I know Triple H a few months ago, Paul Levesque had his presser where he said, we don't see color here. We don't basically we don't acknowledge color. It's not an important thing, which is a contradiction because yes, you guys have for many years, and to see zero Black History Month posts or features or stories, it was a little bit strange. I thought this year, E.
Yeah, no, it was definitely strange. Definitely I want to say heartbreaking. It was kind of like a smack in the face almost.
Mm-hmm.
Um Especially considering, how much black people have done in the company. Um and how much black people support the WWE. You feel me? I feel like black people made the WWE cool again, especially online. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I feel like black people push a lot of stuff, and they're the driving factor behind a lot of things being
Yeah,
cool and trendy. Um, WWE is one of those things that I feel black people is behind making it cool and trendy again. And for us not to even at least get a social media post, it's like, all right, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? And at first, well, we talked about it on the show. At first, it was like the first week there was no mention of it, and I was like, let's just sit back, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We got 21 days left in a month. We might get a grand finale, montage or something. Nothing. Didn't get squat. You know what I'm saying? So it was upsetting to see that there was no mention, no social media posts at the very least, no tweet, no Instagram,
mm,
no story, no reel, no TikTok, no nothing. All right. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it hurts, especially because, like I said, black people have done a lot in the company, and black people are the reason why it's trending upward again. You know what I'm saying? You got Travis Scott, you got all these rappers out there. Travis Scott, you had Quavo out there with Jay Uso. You got Speed showing up in the Royal
mm-hmm.
Rumble. Kai Cenat. You got these people are helping y'all. It's a you feel me? One hand washes the other. We're both helping each other, and not even no acknowledgement. You know,
Yeah.
that's not cool.
Yeah, no, it's wild. You mentioned, who made it cool. Like, I mean, one of the greatest examples, like, you look at who are probably the biggest fans of Jeff Hardy. black people. Like black people made Jeff Hardy this thing in terms of oh we rock a Jeff Hardy, and again also too like you always see black folk coming to the defense of Bret Hart because Bret Hart has always been down for the community and other wrestlers. The fact that WWE is trying to be colorblind, you're not acknowledging your fan base, which supported you for decades.
Yeah, yeah, man. Black people love Jeff Hardy a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Love Bret Hart as well. Love Shawn Michaels. Black people love wrestling, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, like you said, for them not to acknowledge anything is like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? It's don't disrespect us like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's
You
total.
owe us a little, at the very least, a post.
Yeah. Exactly, because I mean, I know we saw NXT last year promote Black History Month. Because yeah, you look at the talent coming up. I mean, great example is NXT. We've had Trick Williams, we've had Carmelo, you've had Lash, you've had Kalani, you've had Solo Ruka, all these different black talent. I mean, general manager Ava. You've had all these different black talents in NXT going through the ranks. I mean, and then the women who've had belts. You go Naomi, Bianca, Jade, superstar, all these different black talents who've been either pumped to be a superstar or are currently holding titles. It goes to show, hey, black people are carrying this company in various ways right now,
Yeah,
or have been the past year.
no, 100%. 100%, bro. It's like I said, I keep saying it, man. It's just that if nothing happens next year, you know what I'm saying? We gotta something has to be said. You know what I'm saying? Because like, what are
Mm-hmm.
we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, black people have been champions and they're kind of carrying the company right now. Even I don't know if you watch LFG, but there's a lot of young black talent in on that show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? More than I actually expected. So there's more and more black people coming through the ranks, more and more black people that are starting to be wrestlers or wanting to wrestle. Bro, pretty soon half the roster gonna be black. You know what I'm saying? So come on, we got some of the best athletes. We got some of the best superstars of all time. Let's show us a little bit of respect. You
Yeah.
mean?
No, I cannot agree more. Couple for you before I let you go. WWE now, of course, we've seen their partnership with TNA. We've seen partnerships with other different promotions. And I remember, like, I know they had development systems, but
Yeah.
they were never the promotion that would ever really show love to a GCW, NWA, a TNA, or do business with them over the past few years. So what has it been like to see these different superstars going over to? I know Natalia's going to be in the Crockett Cup. You've had wrestlers appear in Bloodsport. You've got the TNA partnership. What does it mean to see WWE superstars and main roster talent going over to different promotions now and doing their events over the past couple of years here?
I love to see it, man, because I'm a TNA guy. You know what I'm saying? I talk about it on the show from time to time. I remember was stumbling across TNA back in the day in 2005. You feel me? It was probably like Saturday night, late Saturday night,
Mm-hmm.
11 o'clock, Spike TV. Just, I'm up late. Let's see what's on TV. And who do I see? Jeff Hardy. Damn, I ain't see Jeff Hardy in mad long. What's he doing? He's wrestling some dude named Abyss. Who's that? A word. Now I'm tapped in. Oh, Rhino's over here. I ain't see Rhino in mad long. Who's Rhino wrestling? Who's Bobby Roode? All right, cool. Now I'm introduced to all these new people, these characters. The ring is different. Everything about TNA at the time was different. It was fresh. You know what I'm saying? It caught my attention. And even back then, seeing that it was more than just WWE,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa, they got some hitters over here. I was like, yo, what if one day we could see AJ Styles in the WWE? And around that time, that's when like WWE talent was leaving and going to TNA. So I seen Kurt leave and go to TNA. I seen Booker T leave WWE and go to TNA. Sting came to TNA. Christian. So I'm like, what would it be like if we got to see, this person over here or that person over here? And now 20 years later, there's a bridge finally. They couldn't do it before, or they wasn't gonna do it before. Because Vince McMahon is anti. No, I'm not about to have you over here. We're not working together. No, no, no. In fact, I might want to squash you. I might want to buy you. That's how Vinnie Mac used to
Hmm.
run the business. But Triple H is more I don't know. Triple H is more pro peace. He's like, yo, let's work together, let's build something. And I like the fact that they're working with TNA because now this is something that as a kid I always dreamed about. I always wondered, always asked myself, yo, what would it be like if this company and this company not came together, but if wrestlers from this company could pop up over here. You know what I'm saying? And we begin to see that with the Rumble, with Joe Hendry popping up in the Rumble, with oh man, what's well she's in NXT now, but
Jordan Grace.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace showing up in the Rumble the last couple of years. I like this. You feel me? Even, NXT superstars showing up on TNA.
Hmm.
I like that. You know what I'm saying? The Hardys pulling up to NXT. This is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like why I don't want to say deprive the fans, but let's the whole point of it's an entertainment business, right? Let's entertain. Let's put on the best show we possibly can. So I like the fact that door is open, that bridge is connected, and they could come over here, we could go over there. We have a working, flowing relationship, and we can make business. We could all make some money together.
Exactly. Because
What
yeah,
it's all about.
yeah, because you're right. E. Like you would not see, you would not have seen, if you would not have seen 7, 8 years ago the the TNA Tag Champs walking into WWE programming with their titles. That would
Mhm.
not have been a thing. Even back in like 2018, that would not have been a thing. You would not, yeah, you would not see Joe Hendry walk in as the TNA champion into WWE building. It would not have been a thing. Like there would not have been any relationship that would not have been possible. So it's great to see that WWE is no longer this closed ecosystem in the wrestling world.
Yeah, yeah, nah, definitely. Like I said, that's the new regime. Triple H is 100% more open-minded. He's way more peaceful. Vince McMahon he's just a Vince McMahon at the end of the day is an old head. You know what I'm saying? He was gonna run it how he ran it. We gonna do this my way. My way works. I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say. But shouts to Triple H. He's able to show y'all that, yo, I know you ran it your way, but it could also work my way too. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, my way is actually maybe a better way of working now because it's able to one get everybody more engaged. Everybody likes this, and we're all like I said. You want to make money? We're all making money. You know what I'm saying? We're doing business. We're doing good business. Let's keep it this way. You know what I'm saying? It's all about building that bridge and making that connection, man. So I really like the fact that they're able to do it with TNA. Um, I hope they do it with more companies. You know what I'm saying? Triple
Mm-hmm.
A's and all that. We just seen Chad Gable go down to Mexico. I hope we get to see WWE and Triple A do something. That would be fire.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
So let's keep opening the doors, man. One day we'll get a PLE in Mexico City, and you know why not? Like we joke around all the time talking about NXT Jamaica, take over Jamaica or take over Ghana, or take over Nigeria.
right?
We're joking, but it's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's not impossible. We can make it happen. Well, they can
No.
make it, I should say.
Yeah, and at this rate, with the fact that the company clearly wants to expand into more parts of the world, we're seeing more international PLEs, we're seeing more international shows. Yeah, why not? Why not one day have a show from Nairobi? Why not have one day an episode of Raw from Kingston? Why not?
Yeah. Hey man, look. I don't they might not, I don't want to say they're not ready for the vibes. I just think the vibes may be a little unfamiliar to them. You know what I'm saying? To us, we know what the vibes is. You know what I'm saying? But to them, they just may be a little unfamiliar, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But one day, I feel like we will get that. Like I said, they've been to France, they've been to Puerto Rico.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're starting to venture out more, and they was just in Toronto.
Yep.
They're doing more and more outside of the U.S., which I love. So one day, I feel like we are gonna get that, that PLE, and it might not be Jamaica right away. They might go someplace safe. They might go to Barbados. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. But who knows? We're gonna get it though.
Amen.
Everything is trending in the right direction. I'll say that.
Right? Hey, I just want one TV taping from Port of Spain in Hazley Crawford Stadium because the amount of oh geez that oh gosh that going to come from the crowd would be comedy.
Oh yeah, now me and you are definitely on commentary for whatever that takeover that is. I'll 100% be there on commentary, drinking a red solo.
Yo, I just want someone to introduce to the Miz what Pure Drax is.
Oh man, Pedrax. If y'all don't know, Pedrax might be. It's up there with like Martinelli's sparkling cider. It's just the pear Caribbean version, man. That's what Pedrax is. That's if y'all not tapped in with Pedrax, get Pedrax, please, or Apple J.
Oh gosh, before I let you go, you do want to ask you. So you look at Black Announce table where it's started off, where it's come with celebrities, where it's gone to where you guys are having a platform, different shows in New York and across America, and deals with fanatics. So where do you want to see Black Announce table, Eve? Say maybe not 10, 15 years, but where would you like to see the show go in say 2 to 3 years? What's that 2 to 3 year outlook for Black Announce table? Do you think?
Ooh, 2, 3 years, that'll bring us to like year 10, 10, 11, which is crazy to even say. Um, I remember when we started the show, I was always saying, yo, I want to be on the radio. I want to be on the radio. And now I'm able to say we're on the radio because we have the show. Shouts to Lit Live, shouts to the city. We're on a radio platform, premium radio, right? So in the next few years, if you ask me where I see the show or how I envision the show, I would say I see it being some kind of like inside the NBA, but for wrestling.
Hmm.
That's my vision for me and Cody and Manny. It's a three-man booth. You know what I'm saying? Cody will be our Ernie. You know what I'm saying? Me and Manny is Shaq and Chuck. And that's kind of how I picture it, kind of like an inside the NBA kind of show. Um, Definitely more visual. Because the remote thing is cool, but whenever we're in studio, it's a different vibe when you're together and you're right next to your dogs. You know what I'm saying? Recording the show. So if in the next couple of years, if we're lucky enough, if everything goes right, if we're blessed enough, I would love to make the show that kind of show, like an Inside the NBA, but for wrestling, just to give off that kind of vibe.
I love that. I love the idea. That would be fun. That would be sick. And folks, go here. Yeah, I'll ask you your social. We're gonna folks find you on your socials. It's time to plug your social platforms. We plug what's coming up on the show next.
Oh man. Okay, social platforms you can follow me, Sky High Eve, on everything, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Everything is just about the same. Black Announce Table, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Black Announce Table. What's next? We have an interview. Shouts to London Brown from Power Raising Canaan. That's coming out on,
Right.
well, I don't know when this is dropping, but that's coming out March 7th, Friday, on Lit Live, the city, 7 p.m. to 8. Catch us over there. So that's what's next. And the show every single week, Thursdays, 9 a.m. Spotify, Apple, you know where to find us at. YouTube, youtube.com/Black Announce Table. So, that's just about everything.
Nice, nice. I love that, Ian. Hey, when I'm in New York City next, I'm gonna come find you and Manny and the crew because I got family down in Brooklyn. Because we all know every West Indian or almost every West Indian when they leave Trinidad or leave Jamaica, they end up in
Go to
Brooklyn
Flatbush.
somehow or
Oh yeah, yeah.
Queens.
So they end up in either Flatbush or not Rockaway, South Ozone, Queens. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But now whenever you're in New York, tap in, let me know. We're gonna go get doubles. I know you don't eat meat, you're a vegan, you're a vegetarian, so we're gonna go get some nice vegan Trini food. It's on me, you know what I'm saying? So whenever you out here, man, let me know. We could definitely make something happen, bro.
I like that. Alrighty, appreciate you, brother.
Of course, hey, we need you on worst take too. We gotta talk
Yes.
sports, man.
Yo, I'm down.
Whenever you're ready, just let me know. We can make that happen, bro.
Yes, sir.
Of course, man. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, yo.